Good morning, Devils fans, after yet another win. Yes, it did take overtime. Yes, it was not the prettiest. Yes, it was against another divisional team, but to be honest, giving up the point to Columbus is probably a good thing. There's absolutely no chance they're catching up to any sort of playoff spot, and so the higher they do somehow rise in the standings overall, the less likely they are to get a stud in the upcoming draft. And to be honest, they do have a pretty great cupboard. They do have a nice young team up and coming at some point probably. So that'll be future Devil problems. But for right now, yeah, I'm okay giving up a point to them because we got the two, thanks to absolutely heroic efforts from Luke Hughes and then Timo to cap it off. I'll be honest, the first 58 or so minutes of anxiety through this game was worth the ending that we got between the tying goal and then the overtime winner. All that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the game as a whole. So, first goal against, again, as per usual, definitely a trend line, not just this season, but also last. And it's kind of on the defense and VTech, in my opinion. I don't really know what Hollow did along the boards there. He kind of seemed to just let the puck go. Potential clearing chance missed there. Bastian probably could have been up slightly closer to the blue line to cut down the angle on not just the pass, but the rebound shot attempt that ended up being the goal. VTech cannot give up that rebound to that position. I slightly understand how it happened. I mean, basically the secondary assist on that play was a guy that did a spin around move. It could have been a spin around shot on net, so VTech had to be in position ready for that. Instead, it was a pass a few feet over for a one-time shot that VTech does make by flashing the pad out, but he gives up the juiciest of rebounds over to the goal scorer. So, kind of a set of not blunders, but not ideal, right? But I overall, I'm okay giving up that goal. It's one goal, giving up, given our offense, it's not anything we couldn't overcome. But obviously, we kind of know that Columbus mostly shut it down there towards the end, if not for the heroics. But we end up tying the game almost right away. The penalty comes, you're thinking, oh boy, this could get ugly. But thankfully, the penalty kill has been great and continued to do so in this game. Palat gets out of the box. I literally saw the play developing where I actually thought they were going to hit Palat coming right out for a breakaway or an odd man rush. Instead, Mercer kind of fumbles the pass up to him, so that ends up taking the puck himself, bypassing Palat, heading into the zone himself. Nice little pass to Hollow with the beautiful touch pass, drop pass to Palat. And Palat scores. Beautiful shot. Beats Merzlikins, who was mostly dialed in the entire night. Love to see that for Palat, who, if you watch this channel, you'll know I'm a pretty big fan of. He makes every line he's on better. Yes, his actual counting stats are probably not quite up to snuff of his contract, but if you look at his impacts on the ice, they definitely are. And if you look at who else is getting paid in that realm, there's some guys that are better, but there's definitely some guys who are not. So Palat, so far for me, at least in the regular season, has been living up to the contract. We know what he did last playoffs. Can't wait to see what he does in this one. So that's the tying goal. But, of course, we couldn't let ourselves have a nice, enjoyable, easy road, taking a lead and just driving it home. Nope, we go down 2-1, and it stayed that way for most of the game. The second goal was a beauty out of Columbus, a shot down the middle, tip pass, past VTech. I don't really put that on anyone. Again, it's the NHL. These guys were really, really good. Not every goal has to come from a mistake. I'm sure if you absolutely nitpick down the play, yeah, there was stuff that could have been done better. Could probably say that for every single goal in the NHL up to a point. But this one, shots are going to happen and deflections happen. And this was a beautiful one. 2-1 Columbus. Don't really have an issue with that goal either. We're a team, again, that should be able to come back against 2 goals with not too much issues. We did that in this game. We just made it a very interesting one. So, the game continues on. Pretty much all of the second. Almost all of the third. It is nail-biting. Columbus ended up pushing back quite a bit, especially starting off the third period on the power play. They basically completely controlled play through the first half, if not the first 3 quarters of the third period. Was not looking great. I really didn't get too nervous until probably just under 5 minutes, but that's right around when we started turning momentum back into our favor. And of course, again, it kind of was that third line, although it was a bit hodgepodged in this particular instance. Mercer gets the beautiful shot right down Broadway into the net, beating Merzlikins. You love to see that from Mercer, who we know struggled a great bit through the first stretch of the season here. He's kind of come online a bit. Finding the right lines for him has been a big part of it. And yes, again, it wasn't that full third line that was put together. A bit of a hodgepodge just with the penalty kills, the power plays, all that. I guess I'll touch on that real quickly here. Yes, our power play, once again, did not score. I thought it looked decent. This was not the top scoring chances that I talked about recently of a power play that is absolutely ripping pucks and just getting low shooting percentage luck. This was more so a team that looks like it has low shooting percentage luck and is looking for that perfect seam pass for a one-timer, hoping for the goal. They really, really were pushing the pass, really looking. Now they set up in the zone fairly decently. They did get some good puck movement around the ice, and there were some chances. But yeah, it wasn't the most deadly of power plays. Did it need to be booed? Absolutely not. You guys know my opinion on booing the team. This in particular case was even more atrocious than usual. I think my ring light just went out. That's crazy. Well, gonna keep going. But yeah, anywho, back to the game. Just after we tie it, just a couple minutes left to go. Siegenthaler has the flub of a pass. Breakaway. Vitek goes for the poke check and misses. 3-2 Columbus with not a lot of time left. That was a dagger. That one hurt. I know a lot of people either turned off the game, left the arena. I never do either of those, no matter how dire or awful a situation might feel or be. But yeah, that one stunk. But again, we know how it ended. Kind of break down that play. Siegenthaler completely flubbed it. His play has been a lot better recently. I'm not going to tear him apart on a single blunder like that, because all in all, I think he's played fine. He's not the Siegenthaler of last year, but he's not some absolute awful, no upside defensive defenseman type of guy. He's also, it's been a bit of wishy-washy with his most played with teammate in Dougie being out, getting acclimated with Nemec, but this is not one of those plays where it's like him trying to cover for Nemec at all, which we have seen on other plays. This instead was just completely, the puck just rolls and he misses a pass. He really can't do that. Vitek, you'd love to see a save out of him there. Doesn't happen. But again, I don't really rip a goaltender on a breakaway goal against, but it feels like every single breakaway almost goes in. Except for, I guess, the one on Pasta, but then that was Nemec kind of recovering. But anywho, 3-2, not much time left. And then we get the Luke Hughes end-to-end Requiem of a Dream play that, dream. Beautiful. Perfect. You love to see it. Highlight reel. All the replays. ESPN, SportsCenter. Give me all of it. Watch it a billion times. Jack gets the primary assist for doing essentially nothing. Love to see that. And I'm sure you've watched it a million times. He gets the puck basically by our blue line, blows past their forwards in the neutral zone, completely splits the one defender, goes to the side, right down Broadway, goal. Perfect. Selly. Beautiful. Hugged by Nico. The whole thing. Gorgeous. Love to see it. Yes, technically he had a pull goalie, but it didn't factor in too much there, unless you want to say in the Columbus defenders' heads they are not factoring a defender doing that and instead are playing for the 6-on-5 setup. Well, that didn't need to happen because Luke just domoed the entire shift. And you love it. We head to overtime. Like I said, the 58 minutes of anxiety was worth it for that play. And then the Timo Meier breakaway. Beautiful goal. Beautiful Huge celebration. Great night. Love to see it. Love to feel it. Timo's back, baby. Nico has had a bit of a off couple nights, I guess, but just isn't getting on the score sheet when he had an amazing run there. Jack is also in a bit of a lull, but still, again, is getting those assist points. Timo's online, and if like I said before, if one or two of those other centers are not rolling, that's what Timo was brought in for, and he has delivered these past few games. God, my hair is a mess. Anywho. That's the game. Merzlikins played great. Vitek was fine. Again, the one goal he definitely should have had. Would have liked to probably have two of them. He also made some pretty great stops. So you take it, I guess, at this point. But we'll see what happens. The Metro is absolutely crazy. It's insane out there. 5 points divides 2nd and 7th place. We are in playoffs right now by points percentage. We win another game, we could be 2nd or 3rd in the Metro just off that. It's insane out there. So enjoy this one. We got a couple more games coming up before the break. If we can get a couple more wins, we should be securely in a playoff spot heading into that one. We'd love to see that, especially for the new year. So, gonna go ahead and call it here. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, as always, and forever. Let's go Devils, baby.